There are significant updates in the latest version of Adobe InDesign, and in this video we'll be looking at two of my favorites. Follow along and learn how to use the new Generative Fill beta feature to generate and apply fill effects to shapes and text. I'll also show you how to convert any PDF into an InDesign document. These updates were recently unveiled at Adobe Max London, and I can't wait to show you more. So let's jump in and get started. The first new update we'll look at is Generative Fill Beta, where you can now generate fill effects to shapes and text in a layout. Let's take a closer look. On my screen I have a magazine layout, and on the first page you can see there are two half-circle shapes. Now I'll be using Adobe InDesign's new Generative Fill Beta feature that allows you to generate fill effects for shapes and text. Let me show you how this works. First, open the text to image window by going to Window and choosing Text to Image. You can see I already have mine open on the right hand side. I'm going to click on the first shape, which is an SVG shape exported from an Adobe Illustrator document and placed here in InDesign. In the Text to Image window, choose Generative Fill Beta. It should automatically detect once you have the first shape selected. And then I'm simply going to type in Line Wedge to go along with the theme of this magazine spread. I'll click Generate to generate three options for the first shape in my layout. Let's see what InDesign comes up with. You can see it generates three really good options here. There's the first, the second, and there's the third. I think in this case, I'll choose the second option. And let's do the same thing with the second shape. I can click on that SVG shape and in the prompt field, type in Line Wedge and then click Generate again, and it'll generate three different options based on that second shape and its orientation. Let's see what InDesign comes up with next. You can see it generates three more versions at a different angle. There's the first, the second, and the third. They're all pretty similar in nature, so I want to choose one that's similar to the first variation I generated. Maybe something like that will work. Now the cool thing with this is I can also add a text wrap to these. So if I click it once and open my text wrap window and choose Wrap Around Object Shape, I can go to Type and choose Alpha Channel and increase the offset to something like maybe 14 would work in this case. And do the same thing with the second shape. Click it, Wrap Around Object Shape, choose Alpha Channel so you get a nice wrap there, and we can increase that to maybe about 10. So now I have two line wedges that I generated using the Generative Fill feature now in Adobe InDesign. Now as mentioned, this works for shapes as well as text. So if I click on the main title, Citrus, and go back to my text to image window here, I can type in a different prompt, maybe lime peel texture, and then click Generate to generate a texture that will be placed inside of that text. And once again, you can see it generates three variations that you can choose from. There's the first, second, and third. I think I like the first one the best, so I'll stick with that. And to add a little bit more depth to this title, with it still selected in the effects panel located in the properties panel, let's choose Inner Shadow to get a cutout of feel. You can leave the settings at the default settings, click OK, and there you have it. Just like that, we use the newly released Generative Fill beta feature in Adobe InDesign to fill shapes with line wedges and text with a lime peel texture. The second new update we'll look at is how to convert any PDF into an InDesign document. This is a groundbreaking update as it allows you to open and edit PDFs directly in InDesign. Let's get a closer look. In this example, I have a PDF of a furniture product catalog that I'd like to convert to an InDesign document. You can see all of the pages here. This is extremely useful when perhaps a client you're working with doesn't have access to a source file and can only provide you a PDF. Let's jump over to InDesign and convert this PDF into an InDesign document. To do this, open the PDF in InDesign much like you would when opening an actual InDesign document by clicking the Open button in the InDesign homepage. Here's that PDF I just showed you, karunacatalog.pdf. Go ahead and click that, and then click Open. You can see that InDesign is converting the PDF into an InDesign document via Creative Cloud. And just like that, we simply converted all of those PDF pages into an InDesign document. If I click on my selection tool, I can make my way through the pages here in the Pages panel, and they're all there with all the content from that PDF. Now I will say, while this is an amazing way of quickly converting any PDF to an InDesign doc, you'll more than likely encounter some minor issues such as line spacing and text boxes shifting a bit. You can see that on page 3 here. You can see that the body copy, the main title, and the line shape above are not aligned. So I'll select all 3 objects, go to my alignment tools in the upper right hand corner in the control panel, and align the horizontal centers. You can see those are back in place. So just know that there is some maneuvering that you may still have to do when converting a PDF to InDesign. That being said, this is still such an extremely useful tool, and I'm sure these bugs will be worked out in time. Thanks for watching, and I hope you can integrate some of these new Adobe InDesign updates into your own workflow. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all my latest tutorial content. Until next time, take care and keep creating.